For me personally, it's kind of cool, unique. You don't usually get two bye weeks in a year. Kind of hit the reset button for myself, and not just in football but in life. Just kind of relax a little bit. But as leaders, we understand that some changes have been made, and some things got to pick up on our end too, in terms of this offense, across the board and leading guys. But in the overall scheme of things, like it was good for me to get home. I just finally be able to go hunting for first time. I think it was the first deer season I've been able to go to in about 7 years, because football has always ran right through rifle season. So I enjoyed the week, but it's time to get back to work. I I hit one, couldn't find it, which is frustrating and tough. But I don't know. No, I did not get it there.
Austin, your position coach obviously is still around. How was practice different since the changes that were made? How's it different for you? How's it different for Coach Beckton? Is he doing the same kind of stuff that he was before? What's the composition of practice like?
Yeah, Becton's always great in all the things he does. It's a big reason why he stayed. You can tell his intensity's picked up a little in practice, because he knows some guys need a little more direction now in terms of like a receiver position or running backs, and they don't necessarily have that hard, fast position coach to talk to right now. And Becton's kind of picked up a lot of slack, and not slack, a lot of weight that was lost in that terms of things. But he's a great coach. Not enough good things can be said about him, and it's a big reason why he's still here. But he's picked up his intensity a lot just in today's practice and last week.
Do you feel that the players have sort of reciprocated that intensity in the practices?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of guys that are still hungry to get some things done this year. There's still a lot to play with. There's still 2 trophies we need to bring home, and I know a lot of people in the state would be really happy if we got these next 2 done. I know the guys understand that too, and then we went out today and competed our tails off because we got the opportunity to go play football in Nebraska. And I mean, I think it's 70 degrees outside. Why not go have fun playing football, But even if it's 20 degrees next week in Wisconsin, it's going to be a great day to play football, and I think the guys understand that.
Austin, whether you're here or not in 2022, I know it means a lot to you what happens with the program. Do you feel like there's some aspect of these next 2 games that can impact the direction of this team in the offseason and into next year?
Yeah, there's a handful of guys that have that same decision I got to make, and it'll say a lot about our character, how we compete these next 2 games, how we come out and lead our team. There's an opportunity for somebody just to kind of throw in the towel and say, I'm going to glide through these, get to where I'm going next, or there's an opportunity to show the guys what it means to finish, and show the guys what it means to be a leader on this team, and show them what needs to be done when they're leaders some days.
Hey, Austin, weather in Madison doesn't look terrible for Madison, but is it good, different, does it matter, playing in cold weather? I harken back to Michigan State a couple years ago. That was kind of cockpit night. Is it tougher to do the simple things in cold weather?
Not necessarily. I mean, football's football at the end of the day. For a guy like me, I'm from Nebraska. I'm used to this cold. Used to playing in games, like you said, Michigan State. I mean, it was sleeting and snowing and all the above for that game. I know I'm prepared for it, and there's if a freshman's just coming up from Florida or Georgia, I mean, they obviously haven't seen it, but they're prepared. They knew what they signed up for in terms of weather when they came up here playing in the Big Ten. So there's not really a huge aspect. There's not really a change in the way you approach a game. I mean, cold's cold, warm's warm. It's just 2 different sides of football that you got to play through.
Is there something too that these next 2 opponents, you guys, nobody's beaten them? I mean, you haven't beaten Wisconsin, you haven't beaten Iowa, how important is it to beat one of these rivals and get a trophy?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very important. I mean, we kind of talking about the feeling that we're going to feel when we beat one of these teams, running across the field and just taking that trophy back. It's going to feel awesome, especially for the possible seniors that are going to leave. I mean, it would bring a lot of joy to us to be able to run across on that sideline and take it right back from them, because we owe them in a way. We haven't beat them yet.
Austin, Wisconsin's defense
They're a very disciplined defense. Kind of similar to what a lot of teams in the Big Ten do. They're not. They got some crazy stuff, but it's not really too crazy. It's just they're good at what they do and they stick with what they do and they're disciplined at what they do. So it's something that's a little different than what you see in the Big Ten style, but it's you can game plan for them because they're very disciplined in what they do in terms of it's not going to change week to week. So I'm excited to see our team prepares for a great defense like Wisconsin.
You obviously didn't get a chance to play against them last year, but in 18 and 19, put up pretty good offensive numbers, ran the ball against, I think, particularly 19. Does that have any factor in terms of confidence, or does it matter that you've had success against this defensive system, given that it's been a couple of years?
Yeah, it helps us. It helps us know that we can really. I mean, it helps us this season too. That we've really competed with whatever style offense it is, the top offenses really out there, and us having success against them in the past is just something for us to watch and look over and see what worked against them and what we did great. And we had a great game plan for all those weeks. And I know this week so far, and I know it's a Monday, but I'm really excited for the game plan this week. And so I'm excited for more offensive numbers like we kind of had in the 2018, 2019 style games.
Austin, what have you seen in particular from the young guys over the past week? I mean, you've got 3 freshmen in your position group and lots of others on offense who are in similar spots. Just the way that they've dealt with this change.
Yeah, change is frustrating, but if we it happens at the football level, and people know that it happens. They're excited for what this program is going to become because they see it too, and they're excited and they're still working. And there's a lot of guys that are hungry to get their shot at the field, and hopefully, I mean, even these next couple games, hopefully we get them in. But some guys know that their time's not now, and they're still here getting better for maybe next year, maybe the year after that when their time is called. But there's not a fall off in young guys and frustrated with the way it's going. Everybody's here, hungry and working hard.
I know analysts have stepped into certain coaching roles to fill the blanks. Does it seem like you're short-sighted at all these last 2 games, or do you even notice that as a player? Does it seem like kind of normal with the amount of coaches and the game planning?
There's a lot of work that has to be done from the coaching staff across the board, and it's frustrating because I've had a relationship with those guys that are gone now. But it happened, and there's a lot of those GAs and analysts that they do a lot of work, and it really kind of goes unseen. And now they're kind of getting their opportunity from their work to kind of be shown. So their involvement is picked up a little bit, but it's not really far off from what they've been doing before in terms of game plan wise. I mean, they're still giving their same input. They're picking up slack in some ways, but they all had a voice even when the coaches were here, and now their voice is just a little more magnified.
Thinking you're as close as you are, did it mean something to players that Scott Frost got the stamp of approval to go into next year as the head coach?
It's like you said, it's an approval. It's good for these young guys to know that their head coach is going to be here next year, and they know how much it means to him to get it right, for him to take a restructured contract. He's really betting on himself, and it means a lot to guys. And he loves it here, and he wants to get it fixed. And I know the guys really appreciated that and willing to work everything they got for him.